It's very rare that a good book starts with the main character dying, but this book does exactly that. Seth drowns and wakes up somewhere he never thought he'd see again, back in his old house. The house he and his family left behind 8 years ago in England. But now there's no one there. In fact, the whole neighbourhood is abandoned, covered in years' worth of dust and decay. And yet, it can't have just been abandoned. All their furniture and belongings that they took with them to America, that have been a part of Seth's life for the last 8 years, they're all still here. Adopting survival techniques to live in this now desolate town, which the wilderness is slowly taking over, Seth sets out. He needs to find clothes, he needs to find food, but most of all, Seth needs to find answers. You know when you start a new story, there's that opening uncertainty. For the first few pages, you don't know where to place this book. You're subconsciously probing it, trying to figure out what genre it fits into, what tone it's going to take, what pigeonhole of similar books you can safely place it into and predict its progress based upon. This book never settles. That uncertainty stays with you until the final page. You're put into the exact same position as our protagonist, Seth. You're picking at pieces of the world around you, trying to figure out if it's real, if it's some sort of purgatory or lucid dream, or if that world you were in before, if that world you lived in all your life, if maybe that was the false one. As the story goes on, you realise the only way of getting close to those answers will involve Seth confronting what happened in this very town 8 years ago, as well as what led him to the ocean, where the end began. The one thing that worried me about this book can be summed up in its title. It kept asking, is there more than this? It would do so in the sense of life not feeling right or fair, a person feeling hollow or depressed, or just in life after death. After death, is there anything, or does it all just stop? I was uncomfortable sometimes by the multiple possibilities the reader had access to. Was a character trying to kill themselves because they were suicidal and had mental health problems? Or were they trying to kill themselves because they'd figured out they were in some pseudo-world and that death was the only way out to the real world? Ultimately, though, although it was toying with realities, it did make people's harsh decisions understandable. My final word on this book will be to stress how great the relationships Patrick Ness writes are. Whether they're the first loves of sexually aching teenagers, or the complicated and sometimes brutal relationships between parent and child, or the rare, unexpected smiles shared between strangers who've been tossed together in even stranger circumstances, they really stay with you and rattle that jaded heart of yours. So guys, what do you think of Book 3, More Than This by Patrick Ness? Have you read any Patrick Ness before? Might you choose this as the book you want to win? If you've missed books 1 and 2, you can see them here and still make your decision for Friday. Leave me lots of comments down below, guys, and other than that, I will see you tomorrow with Book 4. Bye.